I'm joined by one of the unbeaten players in the British League this season, and of course a several-time British League winner, Chris. Chris, you just got through another match. Just talk us through that one for yourself. I know it wasn't easy.
Yeah, no, it was tough. Second match there against Chris was relatively simple, but Adam Nutland is tough now. The guy's improving every week, and I'm admittedly not in the best form right now. And 7-all in the fifth, anything can happen, but found a way to win it, and the team won 7-1, so it was all right in the end.
You have said in the past that you rate Adam, and he's a tough player to crack. When he gets going, it can be very tough, and he played like that at times, and he had his chances, didn't he?
Yeah, I know. I think that's the difference now between before there was about 6 good players in England. Now there's we've got 8, and then the difference now is 10 to 20 can compete with most of us, bar maybe the top 2 or 3 guys. They're just that extra step up. Adam's a good player now. He's shown beating like Mike O'Driscoll and a lot of good players now. It won't be long before he's beating a few of us others as well.
Nevertheless, you're still unbeaten. I mean, you've had a fantastic year at the end of the day. You've had several good years, but as it stands, this must be the best yet, before the season finishes, of course.
I don't know. In terms of a British League perspective, then I think I lost 2 a couple of years ago when I lost. I was injured and I missed the first one. I basically shook hands with Soleil, and then I lost to Philip just in the 5th. So I think I lost 2 that year. But this year so far unbeaten. Half, 1 match down, 3 to go. It's easy in front of you, 6 matches to win. Hopefully you can do it.
You've also got the team perspective, of course, down to second now, despite winning 7-1. It's ridiculous how tight it is.
Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable. I think we were 8 sets ahead before at the start of the day, but as Jason said, 8 sets means nothing. And the way it's worked out this weekend with some of the teams missing a few players, really it's just a straight shootout between the match, really. And and maybe it's a bit similar to last year. Maybe Ormsby are 3% better than us as a team, possibly. So they've not lost a game, we've lost 1, so now we're going to have to beat them tomorrow, which is, it's good because you know what you got to do. You got to beat them, so it's got to happen.
You're part of I know there's not too much tension or rivalry between the 2 teams, but it is good for the British League to have 2 such good sides competing, and it's got a bit of pedigree, this rivalry now, hasn't it, that it's becoming a year-on-year thing.
Yeah, I know. I think Ormsby has slowly been getting better as a club again in the men's side of it the last few years. They struggled for a couple of years, and then I think they came 3rd a couple of years ago, 3rd again. And I thought a few of us might think they won't struggle with Ryan moving away this season, but obviously they replaced him with Darius and now Eno as well, and now Helshan and Tom, like probably the 2 best juniors in the country right now. So they've got strength in depth at the top and the bottom. So they're going for the historic treble. I think seniors, women's and juniors, and Sycamore, their 20th year last year, they'd never won it, they win it, and then they've got a chance to win it again. So it's definitely the 2 best teams, and hopefully it'll be a great game.
You mentioned that in terms of British League, it's probably your best season so far today. Nevertheless, fair to say, a bit of a frustrating year otherwise for yourself.
No, I had an amazing year up to about Christmas, and then it all started to go wrong. I wasn't feeling very well physically, but unknown at the time why I wasn't feeling very well. I was feeling lethargic, tired, and I wasn't sure what the reason was. And then I went to Ali Pali for the Sandpaper in January, a tournament I've had great success at, and then unfortunately I rolled my ankle in the group stages. Still managed to get to the quarterfinals, but I never felt at the level where I could compete, and now I've been injured and ill. So it's the end of a year for now for me, hopefully this weekend, and I'll be taking a little bit of a break after this weekend.
You're saying you were going to be having an operation as well?
Yeah, it's a bit tough to go into details exactly what the operation is, but it's basically really affected my immune system, my recovery and my metabolism and everything. So I've got to go in for that operation on Tuesday morning, so I'll be taking a bit of an extended break for a bit away from it. So all on this weekend, really.
Any idea how long we can expect you to be out of action for?
Probably a couple of months, really. The business end of this season was in and around now, really, so it's a little bit disappointing that it happened at this stage of the season, whereas British League's just finished. Bucks, I wasn't. Title I won last year, beating Danny, I didn't feel like I was the same player this year, and Nationals was really disappointing. So yeah, this weekend, and then I might come back at the end of the year for 1 or 2 Grand Prix, but that'll be it, really.
I've got to ask you about Nationals. I know.
Do you have to?
I know it's a competition that you've been desperate to do well in for a number of years, and the people around you have as well. You could see how much it hurt with the way that you went out. I mean, you got a lot going against you, the injury and the illness, but nevertheless, it was still a disappointing period for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it was a disappointing period all round because I've had I'm trying to word it correctly, sort of unfortunate draws the last few years. I've always played the winner in the quarterfinal of various events, and my mixed doubles matches haven't gone so great. My men's doubles, I didn't have a partner, so I missed that a couple of years. And then Sean couldn't play this year, so I came with Dave last minute, Me and Dave lost some 1-all 8-2 up in the mixed doubles. Me and Abby lost some 1-all 8-4 up, and then we had set points to take it to 2-all in the quarters. So and then Dave was probably the worst match I've ever played, really, in terms of my level at the time. So I had 3 different disappointing losses. It wasn't just the men's singles, really. So
I mean, how do you recover from that? I said the other years were unfortunate. This year, I know that you thought I've got a chance of doing something this year. Mentally, is that difficult to overcome?
it is difficult, but the good thing I found is, like, I found something to find in it. The fact that with the illness, I finally know what I have wrong with me. It wasn't me just being lazy or me being. I now know why I've been feeling as bad as I've been feeling for an extended few months now. So hopefully after the operation I can start to feel better about myself and I can play these matches again to the level I can. Because I beat Dave in the final of the British Championships in November, so I know I'm at that level when I'm fit, but we'll see what happens, really.
As an overall season, I mean, like I said, we had a cracking year up until Christmas. What's the aim going forward now once the recovery is fully complete?
Well, I think I'm going to take, like I said, an extended break for a couple of months after the operation, and I'm really just going to work my fitness first. Get myself back in the shape that I once was, like 3 years ago at this point. Because at the moment I'm playing as a table tennis player, whereas I'm playing against athletes. At the moment, then I'm losing 20% of that. So I need to get back in shape first, and then I'm going to start working on the table tennis after that. Really.
Chris, pleasure.
Cheers, mate.
Commit.
Yes.